DPI World Report, Episode 15. The quiet middle, where systems are stress-tested. We are now far enough into this journey that patterns are no longer theoretical. They are observable, they are repeatable, and in some cases, they are beginning to fail. Episode 15 is not about a single country. It is about the middle of implementation, the point where intent meets reality. This is where systems are no longer new, but they are not yet resilient. And this is where most projects quietly break. Across the last 14 episodes, we have tracked early warning signals, governance frameworks, data infrastructure, indigenous stewardship, and climate-linked stress. What becomes clear when you step back is this: most failures do not occur at the beginning, and they do not occur at the end. They occur here, in the middle. The middle is where pilots end, where grant funding thins out, where political attention shifts, and where institutions discover that building a system is not the same as operating one. Digital public infrastructure does not fail because the technology is insufficient. It fails because alignment decays. Data standards drift. Ownership becomes ambiguous. Maintenance budgets are quietly deferred. And accountability becomes distributed, just enough that no one is fully responsible. This is the implementation valley, the place between announcement and outcome. And it is where climate systems, water systems, and governance systems begin to show strain. Let's be precise. At this stage, the data usually still exists. Sensors are still transmitting, dashboards are still updating, but trust begins to erode. Communities stop seeing feedback loops. Decision-makers stop acting on signals. An early warning becomes background noise. This is not collapse. It is far more dangerous. It is normalization. Across multiple regions we have already passed through, the same indicators recur. Response times lengthen. Maintenance cycles slip. Manual overrides quietly replace automated processes. And the system still looks alive until it is suddenly not. The lesson of Episode 15 is simple, but uncomfortable. Implementation is not a phase. It is a discipline. Systems that survive the middle share three traits. First, continuity of data ownership. Not just access, ownership that is legally and culturally clear. Second, visible accountability. Someone must be able to say, this is my system, and I am responsible when it fails. And third, adaptive feedback. Not reports, not dashboards, but mechanisms that actually change behavior. Where these three elements exist, systems bend under pressure. Where they do not, systems crack, quietly, then suddenly. This is why DPI must be treated as civic infrastructure, not technology projects. You do not deploy a water system, you steward it. You do not launch trust, you earn it, continuously. Episode 15 marks a shift in this series, from observing implementation to interrogating durability, from asking what is being built to asking what is being kept alive. In the next phase of our orbit, we will begin revisiting regions already covered, not to repeat stories, but to measure drift, to see what has strengthened, what has stalled, and what has quietly degraded. Because the real signal is not in the headline moment. It is in what remains standing when no one is watching. This is the DPI World Report. And this is the middle, where systems are tested, not celebrated.